Hey guys, welcome to a market update from TGL. We're coming to June 2022, so treat this as a half-yearly market update. Europe, there's no easy way of saying this. Conflict, war, economic pain, energy crisis, food shortage, and so much more. So consider this. I have an easy source of food. I have an easy source of energy that's come in the form of gas in pipeline and the oil tankers just coming literally just down the road from Russia to mainland Europe. And now all of a sudden, I need to go and get gas from the United States, which is a long, long ways away. And what's worse is that after all this infrastructure spending of changing the ports and terminals and storage and handling of this gas that's being shipped by sea, and they can only really replace a smidgen of what they need, 10-20% if they're lucky. So it's again, nothing makes sense. Nothing's making sense there. So I think Europe will find that they're going to have some, really, really tough times ahead. And I think there's going to be a lot of domestic upheaval in its politicians and the decisions that they're making, because when people are not able to heat their house effectively, people are going hungry, things are going to get very, very messy. So I certainly hope the conflict between Russia and Ukraine comes to an end as soon as possible, so that firstly, the people in Ukraine stop suffering, Russia stop, going to war with its essentially, Ukrainians and Russians, they're like brothers and sisters, it's almost going to war with your own family. I certainly hope that conflict ends as soon as possible, because all of that will have huge ramifications for themselves. And if you're a European trader of goods and you deal with Russia, oh damn, you've just really lost your livelihood, and my heart goes out to you. No doing of your own, it's something you could not have control. Global farmers and agriculture is going to have a huge pain. Why? Because Russia produces a lot of the compounds that goes into pesticides. So it's not only the wheat that Ukraine and Russia was the breadbasket for Europe. And this is where you'll find that around the world, uniformly, we're going to have a food shortage. Some countries will be a crisis, other countries less so. This is where the third world is really going to feel the pain. The South Americas of the world, the Africas of the world, who depend on these cheap foodstuffs, cheap wheat and what have you. It's really tragic for me to observe, and even for me to comment on. Europe, I think, would be staring down stagflation much sooner than most other countries, by way of increasing costs in the inflationary ways outside of their control. Things are more expensive because they're not getting supply. Everything's going to go up, At the same time, companies are going to in a leaner mode, tightening up their belts, making sure that they carefully manage their own business and protect from any disruption, which usually means cost cutting, and usually means cost cutting by ways of cutting headcounts. So you're going to have unemployment pressures coming through. You've got the perfect formula for a disaster. So this is, again, a developing situation, and it is also one that is, constantly shifting and moving. So I will wrap up here, and hopefully on our next update, I have some rosier or better circumstances that I can speak of with you. Thank you so much for your time.